A Panhandle woman caught with nearly half a pound of methamphetamine is sentenced to federal prison. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, former Panhandle woman has been sentenced to federal prison following a meth distribution conspiracy. This week, 45-year-old Catherine Gibson, formerly of Alliance and Henry, was sentenced to 46 months in prison. In 2021, authorities searched her rental car and found more than 100 grams of meth and 10 fentanyl pills. They also found an additional 92 grams of methamphetamine at her home. Gibson told officers that she picked up the meth and was bringing it to Alliance to sell. This case was investigated by the Nebraska State Patrol, Fox Butte County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI. And a 32-year-old Greeley woman who was charged in several drug cases in Scottsbluff County District Court will be spending time with the Nebraska Department of Corrections later this year. Michaela Archibek, who also goes by the last names of Cantu and Martinez, was the target of a Wing Drug Task Force investigation in 2021. Court records show that she sold drugs to a CI on at least 6 occasions, with at least half of those involving half ounce of meth or more. She was also arrested last summer in Scottsbluff following a pursuit that ended in a bank parking lot that also resulted in dealer amounts of drugs. Last week in district court, she pleaded no contest to 2 counts of distribution of meth between 10 and 28 grams, as well as operating a motor vehicle to avoid arrest. She'll face a mandatory minimum of 3 years in prison and upwards of 50 years in prison when she's sentenced by District Judge Andrea Miller on April 14th. We'll have more news right after this.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. Scottsbluff County Commissioners this week have approved a memorandum of understanding in support of the horse racing track and casino proposed on the southern edge of Gering. Attorney Brian Jordy made a presentation to the board as a representative of Racing Thunder Gering and Scottsbluff Exposition and Racing and asked them to support the effort as it awaits consideration before the State Racing and Gaming Commission. Jordy said the group's analysis of the situation is that if LB 148 should pass this year, it's anticipated 2 proposals would be approved west of the 100th meridian and come down to choices between Lincoln and Keith counties, as well as Scottsbluff and Kimball counties, and the Gering proposal does have the edge.
Scottsbluff also has 11 times roughly the population of Kimball, more infrastructure, more access to employment, and we think better opportunities to pull interest and out-of-state tax dollars in from Wyoming and also Colorado.
Jordy noted that the group working on the Gering proposal has already purchased their site for more than $1 million and they wanted to be able to present a united front of support involving both the county and the city of Gering should that proposed bill pass. LB 148 has a hearing before the General Affairs Committee on March 13th. Well, the Scottsbluff City Council has officially switched moving utility billings to a monthly invoice. On Tuesday night, the City Council considered action on the first reading of the ordinance that would change billing from bi-monthly to monthly billing cycle. City Manager Kevin Spencer praised Finance Director Liz Hilliard for her work on this project and requested that the council waive the 3 readings to allow the change to begin immediately.
Liz and her staff really worked hard on this. There were software issues along the way. We thought we would have this a couple weeks ago on the agenda, but there was some glitches discovered, and so they worked really hard on this.
The change will take place with the March billing cycle, and the city officials will work with customers to resolve any billing issues during the transition. And as issues such as additional abortion restrictions and limits on gender identity expression in public schools continue to cast a long shadow on the Nebraska legislative process, as liberal lawmakers this week continue to take up floor debate on unrelated and fairly minor legislation. Chipping away was how Omaha Senator Michaela Cavanaugh described it, saying she was not going to be nice because of some of the legislation proposed this session is neither kind, compassionate, nor has Nebraskans' best interest at heart.
I think that you are supporting legislation that is malicious at its core, that you are subjecting the people of Nebraska to hurtful testimony that attacks their personage. And I'm not going to be tolerant of it. And I'm going to take lots of time on the floor as a result.
The spark that seemed to set off the extended commentary was the opening prayer that invoked the names of Jesus Christ, to which Senator Megan Hunt of Omaha and others objected must be non-denominational by Supreme Court ruling. Conservative lawmakers defended the prayer as the word of George Washington, to which Hunt then said they were Christian nationalist, and she later admitted much of the extended debate was aimed at consuming floor time ahead of work on abortion bills.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome to Kelly's, home of the Valley's best selection of wine, spirits, and beer. Whether you're brand loyal to the tried and true brew or really enjoy trying something different and new, Kelly's has something for everyone. Family owned and operated and right on your way on West 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Kelly's Liquor. If you can't find it at Kelly's, it's not worth drinking.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
As we celebrate National FFA Week, we are today catching up with the Nebraska FFA State President. Her name is Lexi Bodlock. Lexi, great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Tell us a little about yourself. You hail from the Pender FFA chapter, correct?
Yes, I am. I'm from Pender, so in the northeast corner of the state, and it's been really awesome to travel and see the rest of Nebraska this year. But I grew up in a small town, and so I was really fortunate enough to have a lot of supporters in my community. I was able to explore a lot of different parts of agriculture, so I worked at a local greenhouse, and then I eventually took that on as my own project, and then I was lucky enough to also grow up on a corn and soybean operation, so I've been involved in that part of agriculture as well.
Was FFA something you always thought you were going to do? Talk to me about how you joined the organization.
So Mr. Bartlett has it down to a science. That's my ag teacher. And he does a lot with those elementary students. So from a very young age, I always saw those big kids in the blue jackets, and I knew that I wanted to be one of them for sure. So during elementary ag day, we would make ice cream, go to the petting zoo, all of those sorts of things. And then as I got closer to junior high and high school, I sort of saw what FFA could provide me as far as opportunities and leadership development. And I joined my freshman year, and I haven't looked back since.
Well, every time we get to sit down with one of the Nebraska FFA state officers, it seems like the organization continues to grow in not only the number of members, but the number of chapters. I assume you guys are continuing that trend. Kind of give us the state of the Nebraska FFA Association.
Yes, so we're almost at about 12,000 members now, which is phenomenal, and we've added about 10 new chapters this year, so we're up to around 210 chapters. So it's been awesome to see the growth.
Why do you think FFA and ag education continues to grow in the state?
I think that now businesses are sort of realizing how important it is not only to have workers, but skilled workers. That seems to be our issue in Nebraska with the labor shortage. And so investing in those younger members and providing them not only with those soft skills, but also the opportunity to practice some of those more technical skills like welding or things like that, where we're getting real hands-on experience in a shop. Those sorts of things are really starting to show those values, and agricultural leaders in general is something that Nebraska is going to continue to need. So,
what has been your message to students as you've interacted with them across the state?
There's so many. I feel like one of the biggest messages that I can give FFA members, and I've sort of been preaching it all year, is it is a privilege to be in this agricultural community, and I really just wish that members would take advantage of this opportunity. Only 2% of the nation is able to provide for all of us in this country, and so we really do have a unique opportunity. And so if members can just remember to capitalize on where they're at right now, they'll be able to connect with a really amazing community and serve others as well.
An important message to share. That is Lexi Bodlock, originally from the Pender FFA chapter, now serving as the Nebraska FFA state president.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the people you know and trust.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. Our personalized trust services can help you do just that. You've worked hard to build your legacy, and you want to make sure that gets passed on for generations to come. We offer the professional guidance necessary to ensure that happens according to your wishes. We pride ourselves in being friendly and professional while offering a highly tailored full line of trust and estate planning services to accommodate you. You belong here.
And finally tonight, an outpouring of community support through Riverstone Bank's Pack the Pack fundraiser has helped the Cooperative Ministries Weekend Food Backpack program move much closer to securing full funding. Bank representatives unveiled that the 30-day fundraising effort raised $25,000 for the program, including a match of $5,000 from the bank. Backpack Program Coordinator Tracy Steele said the organization is very grateful for the amazing level of support, and it's just simply overwhelming.
We cannot do this program without this community. Everything that we bring in is generous donations from the community, and they keep this program going. And so this provides us almost 2 months or more of food for our program next year, and that is beyond belief for us.
More than $9,000 of the total was donated through a change drive by elementary students in Gering Public Schools, plus an anonymous donor added $10,000 more through the Oregon Trail Community Foundation, bringing the total to $35,000. Steele says with the additional funds, the program has reached about 75% of the projected costs of providing the weekend Pup Pack and Cat Pack food backpacks for next school year. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.